Soft life, soft love. Hey loves, it's your girl Sassy, and we're still in February, and we're still talking about love. Loveee. So welcome back. And I love what we're going to talk about today. So I hope that you enjoy it just as much as I love living it. So I have a question. What if love isn't supposed to feel like survival mode? Let me set the vibe. We talked about red flags. We talked about emotional roller coasters. We talked about relationships that felt like unpaid internships. But today, we are going to talk about the soft life version of love. And I love it here. This is the kind of love where you feel safe, secure, and chosen. Not confused, anxious, and checking their location like you're a detective in the FBI. Because healthy love doesn't feel like a thriller movie. It feels like a deep exhale. A lot of people say they want healthy love, right? Until it shows up calm and they think that something is missing. What is the chaos? But let me tell you, secure love feels like calm, the calmness of the ocean. It's not chaotic. There's no guessing games, and you're not scared to express your needs. And that's very important because you have to have a safe space in order to express yourself. Disagreements don't feel like the relationship is about to end. Let me tell you, when we fussing and fighting and I can't talk to you for 3 days because I'm mad and you mad and we don't want to come to an agreement and we both stubborn and don't want to be the first ones to say, I'm sorry, that's a problem. I know there's a meme that goes around and says healthy relationships means a disagreement doesn't end the communication. And once again, I'm guilty because if I'm mad, I used to be. Let me say that. I've grown, thank the Lord. If I'm mad, I am not talking. I'm not texting. I'm not doing anything. I'm going to sit in my corner pouting with my arms folded because I was a spoiled brat. Well, still am a spoiled brat, but just not in that kind of way. And you're going to have to talk to me first. That's just how I used to be. And it was crazy. Oh my gosh, I was so crazy back then. But anyway, I digress. But safe, secure love does not have you overanalyzing text messages, right? You're not wondering if they're about to pull away, and you don't feel like you have to perform to keep them interested. We click, we mesh, we're flowing. It's good, it's safe. Because if the connection only feels strong when it's dramatic, that's not depth, that's dysfunction. And that's what we're going to talk about today. No more dysfunction. We want cool, calm waters because a storm is brewing out in the ocean. We want to make sure we're anchored, right? I know nothing to do with this, but at least I didn't sing right. But I'm not going to promise I won't do it through the episode. So just hang on with me. But listen, how about being chosen without performing? This part right here is life changing. That's what soft love is. You choose me, I choose you. But the real, authentic me, the real, authentic you. No games, no mask, just me, just you. I want you, you want me. Soft love. What is that? When you're in the soft love era, you don't have to shrink yourself to be more digestible, right? You don't have to minimize yourself because they love you for you and you love them for them. You don't have to pretend like you're low maintenance when you have needs. Let me tell you, I'm going to stick a pin right there. I am high maintenance. I have high standards. And I was fine before I met my husband being single for the rest of my life if I had to, before I decided to minimize myself or lower my standards. And I was told, oh, you're going to be single for the rest of your life. But look at God, look at God. And there is no way that I had to minimize myself, lower my standards, or pretend that I'm not high maintenance. I require a lot, but I give a lot, right? And so this is my main thing. If I could just write it in the sky, do not settle. That was a promise I made to myself. I would never settle. And I didn't. And also not auditioning for affection. Your love languages. Do not minimize yourself or your love languages. And I'm getting ahead of myself, but we will talk about that a little later. But you don't have to earn basic kindness. You don't have to prove your worth every week. They choose you clearly in consistency. So you continue to choose me day after day, week after week, month after month, right? Because that is where you want to be, and that is how you want to be chosen. I don't want to be anybody's second choice. I'm not going to be anybody's second choice. I always say, if you feel like you have to choose me or the other person, then choose the other person. I'm number one. Always going to be number one. If it's going to be just to myself or to you, I am number one. Effort matches energy. You're not carrying the emotional weight for two people. Wow. We talked about being emotionally unavailable. That's what that means. Can you give me what I need? And can I give you what you need? And if you're going to choose me and I'm choosing you, then we have to make an agreement, or we are making an agreement that that is what we're going to do. I am going to love you like you need to be loved, not how I think you need to be loved. And that was something I had to learn, you know? The right person won't require you to be less, to be loved more. I don't have to shrink to get your love. I don't have to lower my standards to get your love. Because if you choose me and you love me, I want you to love me for me. And this is how we get into mess, right? Because what we do is we put on our mask, the representative, quote unquote. And then we act like we don't need this, or we act like we're okay with that. But then when it gets real and you're in 6 months to a year, and then you're tired of playing these games. You're tired of playing someone else when you're not being yourself. But that's your fault because you're the one that put up the representative, right? How can someone know what you need if you don't express it to them? We're not mind readers, right? And if I meet you and we're going to build something, don't waste my time. If this ain't what you want, this ain't what you want. If you can't start out how you can hold out, then let's just not start, right? We are too old to be playing these games. I say that all the time. Love languages versus bare minimum. Let's talk about the difference between being loved well and being grateful for crumbs. Oh my goodness. Oh, come on, somebody. We are not going to be grateful for crumbs around here. I promise you. So yes, love languages matter. But Respect is not a love language. It's a requirement. If you respect me, you love me. If you love me, you respect me. Communication is not extra credit, it's a standard. You better tell me something. You better express yourself because I'm going to express myself. I'm going to tell you something. But how can we know where we need to go? How can we know what you are doing, what I am doing, how we can make this better if we're not communicating? Communication is key. We are in this together, so we have to work together. But if I'm getting to know you, you're getting to know me, we got to talk this thing out. Effort is not a bonus feature. It's part of the package. Show me what you want. Show me what you need. Put yourself in, I'm going to put myself in. This can't be one-sided. Sometimes crumbs feel huge when you've been emotionally starving. Wow. But that doesn't make them a full meal. So, my husband and I have this talk with our daughter all the time about her being the French fries, the apple pie, or the main course. I know, again, we're silly over here. But we want her to know that she deserves more than someone that is just tolerating or someone that is just using her to fill the time. You know what I mean? And so he says you have to be the burger. You have to be the steak. You have to be the chicken nuggets, whatever it is. But don't be the French fries. And I think even one time he broke it down to being an apple pie. We're going to have him on here one day. But it makes sense when you think about it, right? We're not going to be crumbs. We the full package and then more. And that's what we need to teach these young girls. Seriously, because the bare minimum is not where it's at. So I know we talk about the 5 love languages, how you give love and how you receive love. And those are words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, and physical touch. And that's just, scratching the surface. But you know which of those 5s you hit. You know what you need to be happy. No one else can tell you that because it's you and only you know. So within the relationship, you need to make that known, express that. And if the person that you're with or trying to be with cannot reach those love languages that you need, what are we doing? You are being emotionally starved. Wow. Bare minimum behavior feels romantic when you're used to being underloved. I passed out for a minute, but I'm back. Underloved. Bare minimum. How many relationships have we been in where we received the bare minimum, where we're being underloved? I always hear older people, sorry, always marry someone or be with someone that they love you more than you love them. What does that really mean? Be with someone that loves you more than you love them. Why we can't love each other equally? I mean, I get it. But why we can't love each other equally? Why can't I love hard on you and you love hard on me? Wouldn't the world be so much better? Real love meets you in a way you actually receive love, not just how they prefer to give it. One thing my husband has taught me is that there are other ways to be loved. And yes, I give you love like this, but that doesn't mean that's how I want to receive love, right? Real love. I'm talking about a real love. Someone to set my heart free. Real love. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. But let me repeat that. Real love meets you in the way you actually receive love, not just how they prefer to give it. So, if you love giving gifts, but I love physical touch, you giving me gifts. I mean, I love a good gift, don't get me wrong, but I'm just speaking in general, right? That is not going to speak to me as much as if you just walk up and give me a hug, because that's how I prefer to be loved, through physical touch. And then I need to realize that you love receiving gifts, even though that may not be my big thing, but I have to love you where you want to be loved. And how do we know this? Communication. Communication. And everything doesn't have to be chaotic. Everything doesn't always have to be a mess, right? Peaceful, calm ocean, peaceful. Calm ocean waves. We want to be in the ocean when it's calm. Not when the waves are crashing and you get pulled out and blah, 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 right? And sometimes we just have to have peace. Peacefulness does not mean boring. And this is where people sabotage themselves. We live in a world of chaos, emotional highs and lows, unpredictable partners. We talked about this last week. When you come home and you are with the person that you want to be with, or you are with, you want to be calm. You want to feel safe. You don't want to have to fight the world all day, every day, and then come home and have to fight again, right? We want to shut off the day and come home to open arms and feel safe and free and know that this is where you can be your true, authentic self, right? And this feels weird to some people, especially if you don't know anything but fighting. You don't know anything but chaos. If you think it's normal to be up and down, and dealing with somebody that's unpredictable. Now, I want you to be unpredictable in a way where you call me up and be like, pack your bags, we finna go away for the weekend. I'm all in. Or get dressed, I'm taking you to dinner. I'm all in. But if I come in the house and I say, hey babe, and you just cuss me out, or you go upside my head, or, whatever the case may be, that's not what we about to do. And that is not what we want in our lives. We want peace. Then stability can feel weird, too quiet, and like something must be wrong because that's all you know, right? But that doesn't make it right. We want to grow and to be better. We want our relationships to grow better. We want our lives to be better. And when you're at peace, let me tell you, that opens up so many more doors, right? Deeper intimacy. Being at peace with your partner, oh yeah, you can do some things. Just being in that flow with one another, being able to just feel, see, know, connect, Getting to a point of where you just know. I can tell what kind of mood my husband is in without him even having to say anything. I can tell when he's ready to go. I can tell when he's irritated, when he's hungry, when he's grumpy. And that's because we have that deep connection and that intimacy with each other to know. You don't have to say a word, but I got you. Peacefulness allows emotional safety. Having a space created where you can just say how you feel, express your feelings, say, I'm not okay, and feel like you're going to be okay because your partner has you. Passion that grows instead of burning out. We building gardens around here. If you just think a connection of emotional safety, deeper intimacy, passion, that is a beautiful connection that you are building with someone. Drama is loud. Healthy love is steady. And steady doesn't mean dull. It means safe enough for a real connection to build. Your nervous system might call it boring, but your future self would call it everything. So, another question for you. What does safe love look like to you? What do you need to feel safe? What are your green flags? Now that you've raised your standards, high standards, people, high standards. So send me your stories. Send me your thoughts. Let's talk about all the healing, growth, and the things that you just don't do anymore. Chaos is not invited here. We don't do chaos. And that's just what it is. We don't do chaos. And, again, back in the day when we were young and had nothing but the world ahead of us, chaos and drama and relationships, that's just what you thought was right. But now, growing, older, mature, we need peace, especially with everything else that is going on in this world. You deserve peace. And I made a vow to myself. I worked hard for my peace, and nobody is going to disturb that or take that away from me. You deserve a love that feels like a deep breath, not a suspense movie, not something you survive, but it's something you settle into. Soft life, soft love, high standards, and no chaos. Beautiful. And that's all I have to say. So send me your thoughts, send me your comments, send me your stories. Email sassyspeakspod@gmail.com. Facebook, Sassy Speaks. IG, Sassyspeakspod. And you'll feel free to listen anywhere. I'm on all streaming. And again, I thank you to those who have supported me and listened and just stuck with me. And so that is all I got for this week. I just love it here. Soft life, soft love. We live in the best life. So I want you to stay smart, stay soft, stay sassy. And like Dr. Dre, until the next episode. Bye, loves.